What is up, YouTube? I'm here at the Mahindra showroom and I'm gonna give you a test ride of the Mahindra Mojo. Roll intro. Alright guys, heated the bike up, so let's skip all the formalities and try this bike out. And yes, great, already had a traffic jam. But anyways, so first of all, initial seating position feeling, I feel like I'm sitting on a chair. Like seriously, you literally feel like you're sitting on a chair with handlebars. You know, like how when your kids used to like pretend you had a handlebar in front of you while sitting on a chair. Yeah, that's how it feels like. And the steering is like really okay. Now you can hear me better. Now the steering is really light on this thing. I don't know how they did that, but like seriously, it's really light. Oh, it looks like it's gonna rain. Anyways, and one thing you guys should know is that you're gonna be turning plenty of heads with this bike. I don't know if it's like in a good way or in the way that, okay, that's a different looking bike, because actually that's how I feel about it, but you know, you're gonna be grabbing a lot of attention with this bike. Not to mention it has really loud exhausts, because like seriously, like this one, it has like double silencers, a 300cc engine, actually like 295 to be exact. And when you have that big of a cylinder, you're gonna have a really loud exhaust note. And I'm just taking it slow right now because I'm in the middle of traffic. Okay, you know, like when you reach out to the turn signal, which is on the left. Oh, go ahead, lady. When you're reaching out to the turn signal, I think turning it left and right is kind of difficult. Okay, the power is pretty decent. The clutch is surprisingly very light. I really like that part about it. This is really comfortable. I can get used to this. So initially, like when I just sat on this bike and was trying to, you know, direct it while in a standstill, I noticed like the seat height was a little higher than I thought it would be. So for shorter riders, you might want to again consider that, but it's not too high. I can flat foot this, but I had to tiptoe a bit to like steer it on a standstill, so you might want to keep that in mind. And it doesn't, yeah, it's not bad in off-road situations as well. Regarding vibrations, you do feel a tiny bit of buzzing around like 4,000, starting from 4,000, but hey, it shouldn't bother you at all. It's like minimal. Okay, let me turn in from here. Dude, let me through. What the hell? Whoa. Okay, good thing this thing has really light steering. I'm not having any difficulty with the weight. I think at its heaviest, you know, when I'm not sure if it's the heaviest. It says curb weight on the specs chart, and it did say 182 kgs, and I don't think it's that heavy, to be honest, or maybe because I'm used to it, because like my Himalayan has the same weight, about 180 as well, so it's not a big deal. The horn is not so good. I don't really like the horn. It sounds really weird. So the power on this thing is 27 horsepower and 30 newton meters of torque. I think the horsepower is max around 7,000. I'm not sure. I'll just put a text on the screen. So, oh, that's nice. I like it. Turn right from here. Turn right. Yeah, that's a clear stretch of road, guys. In 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Oh man, that is nice. Okay, brakes are decent, I'd say. Not too good, not too bad. I mean, like the front brakes are like 320 mm. 320 mm pedal disc brakes, so that's pretty big, and at the back it's 240 mm, so it's all right. Yeah, this thing is really turning heads. And the Pirelli tires, of course, how can I forget that when it comes to the Mojo? It does a pretty decent job. I wouldn't say a pretty decent job, it's really good actually. Like, you really feel planted. That's exactly something which you would want when touring on this bike. To be honest, like, this bike is really ideal for going to places. I mean, like, 21-liter fuel tank. You don't have to even worry about mileage with that. And you got the really, like, crisp throttle. Would I say crisp? I don't know how crisp is used. So, yeah, you really got, like, smooth, like, throttle response. And okay, let's check yeah, engine braking is really good, guys. I don't know what to say. Like, all the stuff on this bike, it does it pretty well. The only thing I have against it is it looks kind of weird. To some of you it looks really cool. To me, it's not really my cup of tea, so in terms of looks I wouldn't really go for it. But in terms of the value it gives, and if you're like a super serious tourer, this would be something you might want to consider, because like I was saying earlier, 21-liter fuel tank, the crisp not the crisp throttle, sorry, the smooth throttle response. You got that decent power for going touring, like really decent. Like, if you want to go from 0 to, okay, I'm at 30 right now, it just like jumps to like 60 in, I don't know which gear though. It needs a gear indicator, so yeah, it does all that stuff. So touring wise, you could really use it. You might want to stay at the lower RPMs though, like around 3,000, because like it tends to vibrate, but I don't really think that's a big issue. But if you're really anti-vibrations, then you might want to like stick to like a stick to 3,000 below. Other than that, I really think it's a cool bike. Okay, I'll just hit one more round, just so I can. So yeah, while turning, you might want to like consider the fact the wheelbase is kind of long, so you won't really feel like cornery on this thing. But the Diablo Rosso 2s really like makes a difference, because like you feel shit planted on the roads. Am I even allowed to say shit on YouTube? Anyway, so nimbleness, I'd say it's okay, enough for city use, I'd say. Oh guys, like also like just to let you know, like right now this is the exhaust note without the dB killer. So if you put that on, it's going to be a lot more quiet. And to be honest, like if I was touring, I'd put those dB killers on, because like after a certain point the exhaust note is gonna really get to you. I mean, like, you know, while you're touring, you would actually prefer a quieter bike, because like even the engine noise or the exhaust note, if it's too loud and it's like killing your ears, it's gonna fatigue you faster. So you might want to put that on. But I think that's a good feature, because like what do you call that? So I think that's a good feature, because like when you have a really loud exhaust note naturally, you might want to have like something that reduces the sound. But to actually be able to give that option, you know, to reduce the noise when you don't want it, I'd say it's a good thing. Okay, traffic to traffic, or you know, bumper to bumper traffic, this thing handles pretty decently. I mean, the light steering really makes it easy for me. I'm not really struggling, because I'm basically just sitting on a chair and going left and right like this. But the torque is you can't like just ignore the torque if you're used to like small bikes. Okay, off-road wise, it handles okay, so I'm not really too bothered with the tiny bumps. If I would be on another bike, I would really be bothered, but these tiny bumps like right now on this Lazimpat stretch of road is doing pretty well. Yeah, the horn. The horn is not something that I'd be impressed with. Okay, let's go in from here, a clear stretch of road. Okay, maybe let's do a walk around out here. Okay, some greenery for you all. Okay, I should put it a little to the other side. I'm such a noob. Let him go. So that is the Mahindra Mojo. Yeah, so in terms of look, it looks really different from what we're normally used to. And there are some who loves it, there are some who doesn't. I would probably be around the dozens part, because it's not really my cup of tea. But you know, I guess looking at it, it kind of will grow on you eventually, so you can keep that in mind. Alright, so you have the upside down forks, liquid cooled engine, 27 bhp, 30 newton meters of torque. You have this 21 liter fuel tank. The front discs are 320 mm. It's pedal disc. It's supposed to help with heat dissipation, so yeah, I think that's a good thing. Radially mounted calipers as well, and the rear come on. The rear discs are 240, so that's also something you can consider. Diablo Rossos, these things really work well, man. I really like that part. So the seat, you know, I always like try to you know, find out how squishy the seats are. Unfortunately, I wish it would be more squishier. I'd say even the Benelli does a better job than this. And the only two seats I really like from all the bikes that I've tried till now is Benelli's TNT and 302 series. I think the TNT 135 also has really good seat cushioning, and my Himalayan, of course. Yeah, the Himalayan really has nice cushioning. Okay, let's look at the instrument console. It's kind of condensed, but I don't think that's for all of them. I think maybe it's because of I don't know what these modes do. Okay, all right, guys. So let's take this back to the showroom. Where do I put this thing? Okay. Ay. Cool. Alright, guys, so like in my conclusion, this bike really performs and excels at what it's made for, and I don't think it's really that bad. So I would say this bike does deserve a chance to be, you know, tried out and tested. and I think it does, pretty well both on cities and the touring aspects. Off-road, I won't go there because this bike is definitely not made for that. Anyways, so that's my review for today. I'm Swansea Moto, and I'm out.